Hello, YouTube! I'm really excited you're here today. It's just a fucking video, man. I'm just like, it's been a fat minute since I recorded a video because no matter fucking what, every time I fall into this trap of perfectionism and I'm like, I look at my videos, I probably watch my own shit more than anybody else. Certainly at this point, I would identify as an indie artist, like an independent underground artist. I wouldn't say I'm like, Matthew McFadden level famous, but I still, like a lot of times when I'm socials, I go watch my own videos and just like watch them back and watch them back and watch them back. I really like them, but at the same time, like there's a reason why I'm like watching them so much, right? I really like my own shit, the music choice, the whatever, or even just like how I talk, or it's just really interesting for me to see myself. It's me in that video, It's not like just because I love watching shit on YouTube, and I have my favorite creators, Quen, Blackville, Zoya. Oh my god, Zoya Roya, food content creator. There's just so much good stuff on YouTube that I watch and I admire, but there's something about, and if you make content or if you just like post, I guess regularly, you know it, like it's this just like it's a really fucking weird feeling when you see yourself on like your phone or on our TV or like on a screen of some sort. Um, and I've worked with actors before, and they've told a lot of times they tell me like they're like, I don't like watching myself act. And I'm like, how could you not? Because I'm a director. So I'm like, well, this is amazing. Like, I'm directing the frame. And it's like everything's framed up. The light is great, and they just look really good. And I'm like, why would you not want to watch this? But it's really fucking thrilling. It's pure adrenaline being just fucking dripped on you. It feels great, but at the same time, you start to notice things about yourself. You're like, oh, I look like that in that frame. Okay, like maybe my left side is not my best side, or I don't know. Just like I've gone through like a long ass self-love journey, but even so, man, like sometimes I'm just like my body, or like I don't know, my skin, something about my skin, something about the frame, something about the audio. Like it's for me, it's even more. Like I'm like, oh, I should have like filmed this on my camera. Like why am I just fucking filming this on my phone? Why am I not taking more time setting up? But like that's the thing. Like yes, a lot of the shit that I watch and I love, and I mean I gotta like also be able to separate the different mediums, because it's like obviously like when you watch a film, for example, like Pride and Prejudice 2005 by Joe Wright. Joe something. Shout out to you, King. That film is gorgeous. It's beautiful, and the story by Jane Austen, like Pride and Prejudice, it's so well. Like the character, everything is so good. And like so, I watch and I just get obsessed. I get obsessed, and I just like watch it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm just like looking at like the way the camera moved, the blocking of the scene, how the actors are like moving, the production design, the hair. Oh, it's so good. And obviously the performances, like Matthew McFadden, like one of my, don't even get me started. Keira Knightley, the host, the whole cast, and it fucking mesmerizes you, and that's what good cinema does. It truly mesmerizes you. Or like Challengers, very different film. Like then I just keep. I just kind of do the same thing. I just like get obsessed and I just like watch it over and over and over and over and over again. Sometimes I watch like a scene I like, I don't know, like fucking, I don't know, man. It's like 5, 10 times. I'm just like, ugh. And every time I notice something different, especially like when you have like a scene with like a bunch of different actors and they're like all acting to each other's. Like it's just really cool to rewatch scenes and see like in one scene, maybe you just looked at one, and when you rewatch it, you try to focus on the other actor and how they're acting to their acting, and just the dynamic. It's so fun for me. I love it. I love it so much. Ever since I can remember, I was like, like this in front of the TV, and I had like ever since I was little, my mom and dad would buy me, you know, back then it was like VHS, and like when I was like really young, I was like, this is like 2001, 2002, and then CDs and DVDs, and now streaming obviously, and YouTube, and it's like easier than ever to like watch something and to rewatch it, like to, um, so yeah, it's and kind of like because all of these different like images exist in my head all together, like a fucking $1 million like budget movie, like that look, to like YouTube stuff. Because a lot of stuff that I watch on YouTube that are, it's a different feeling. It's not like a magic mesmerizing whatever, but I really like them. Like I'm obsessed. Like I watch like Quinn's videos and I'm just like, and it's YouTube. Like that's the thing. It's a different medium. But these things exist in my head at the same time. And like, I just like be thinking about all these different images and I'm just like layering them and comparing them and just like creating stuff in my head and like scenarios and just sometimes. So it's like, yeah, like they're different textures, they're different looks. It's just like a lot of her videos are just like she's sitting down and like just talking like this. And it's so that's also so mesmerizing. It's like, it's a video of somebody like, obviously at this point she's a fucking professional because she's been doing this for so long and like everything she's done. And she's just an example, obviously, my favorite at the moment, but I'm saying like, and I watch like content like that and I'm like, well, that's also really cool. I also want to do that. Like it's, I want to like make films that are like, films, totally different thing. And I also want to make like, so I used to just think that I like making films, but like recently, especially with YouTube, I feel like I started realizing that I really also like making videos. I mean, I can't just say because of YouTube. It was also because of my media company that I started, like officially, um, and making videos for people, um, and having the videos be good and actually, because it's like that is kind of like also like because like the videos we make them with our cameras and it's like there's like a whole production, so it's still a lot of aspects of like so it's like cinematography, not videography, which are two very different things. um Again, back to my point, both really interesting to me and I love them. I love like create, but I'm saying like YouTube gives me something that neither film or media production did. Like video production truly is so thrilling. It can be so thrilling. Um, and yeah, going back to Quinn, like I would watch her videos and it's just like it's a video. Like the production value of it is still like really high, but not necessarily in the set design or the costumes or the, you know, you know what I'm saying? It's still like a character, a person, an artist in front of the camera giving some sort of a performance, in this case mostly improv, mostly it's not like a script, it's not the same as actors practicing a script over and over again and then all the different departments taking that script and like the set design creates these sets that are so specific to the script and like they create a whole ass world, like the camera moves in a way that fits the story and the actors, so it's like it's a lot of like creation versus like video. It's still art because I believe improv is art. Like it's and some of acting is improv, but like it's not as like synthesized and like it's more like raw, I guess. And that's also really exciting to me. Obviously the editing stuff, especially like her editor, Quinn's editor, Olive, like the way they edit, like it's definitely like a maximalist style of editing. There's a lot of like zoom ins and zoom outs and like double exposed frames or just like memes or like and like it really fits Quinn's because Quinn is an internet sensation, so obviously it's gonna be like it needs to the edit also needs to feel like it's a part of part of the internet. It's like a loaded part of the internet as Quinn is. So like see, there's still like artistry, like even in the editing of it. But like even like things like this, like podcasts, like slower form like videos that have like less cuts and like or maybe longer. Those are also really interesting to me. So like podcasts, I've never done a podcast, but I've been thinking about it for like the longest last time. Also, I feel like that's also another medium because with that it's just like a sit down and like talk like how we're like talking now. Well, I guess you're listening to my monologue, but it's more like it's more structured in a way of like a conversation rather than like like a heavily edited like flow of like um, just good stuff, which is quaint. But so yeah, I think there's a lot of different like nuance and don't even get me started on AI videos, man. Oh my god, like there was this raccoon video, and obviously this is my shit. Like this is what I do for a living. So like I make shit. So I couldn't even tell. My ego, my pride was hurt. I could not even tell. Like I texted Matthew. I was like, "Do you think? Do you think this is AI?" It was about a raccoon, like. It was about a raccoon breaking into a liquor store and getting drunk and just like breaking everything. And I could not tell if it was real. And he was like, yeah, it's probably like a bunch of different like videos edited into one. It's not AI, but it's still like heavily edited and stuff. So, yeah. There's a lot of different fucking textures and mediums and vibes and just like the visual form. And I think it's they say like cinema is the seventh art. It's as far as now it's like the latest. It's like it combines everything. It combines music and all the way from the beginning. It's like drawing and literature and music and like it takes and then the camera, of course, and editing is really the main difference between, I think, like a film and like a play you go watch or like a ballet. Like that editing, like you get to like edit, and edits are so like editing truly shapes the performance of the actors. It shapes the flow of the scene. It's very important. It's arguably one of the most important departments when it comes to filmmaking, because they shape everything. Like everything gets done. Like the crew gets hired, the script gets written, the film gets filmed, and like everything, after everything is done, you get a hard drive, you get something, and you give that one hard drive or however amount of hard drives, you give it to your editor, and then they're like, okay, let's sit down and see what we can make of this. They really like take everybody's effort and shape it and put it out. So yeah, it's the stage of post-production, is a stage of filmmaking where a lot of shit happens as far as picture editing, or audio editing, music. Like there's just so much that like Challengers, for example, like the music in that, man, don't even get me started. I think it's probably one of my most listened to tracks. It's so good, and it's like it sets the rhythm and flow of the movie, like as they play tennis and anyways. So yeah, all this to say, I think like growing up, I was like, I want to be like a director. I want to be a director. I want to be an auto director. I want to be like, somebody like, I remember this because at that time I was like, oh my God, Christopher Nolan, the filmmaker that you are. Oh my God, I watched like Interstellar and like fucking, his film Memento. And like, I was just like, oh my God, he's doing something with cinema that I've never seen before. And, I'm not saying he's a bad director, but like ever since then I've like really evolved into just like, obviously like my favorite directors have changed. And, watching a lot of like films by directors that didn't have the same like platform and I guess fame as somebody like Christopher Nolan or David Fincher, or like and like watching their films and like also like understanding, oh, cinema can like doesn't have to be like Interstellar to be great, or it doesn't have to like greatness is defined in so many different ways and things. And I think maybe I'm the first generation of like filmmakers that are like in this period of like, having the internet like completely take over. Like my generation, like Gen Z, I was born in 2001, so like I like grew up with the internet basically being introduced to people getting on like, social media still is a very new concept, but it's just like taking the fuck over. Like it's changed everything. How literally our brain is producing like dopamine and serotonin, like it's affected us on a chemical level, on our brains and physiology and mentally and emotionally and how we communicate, and it's just changed everything. And being a filmmaker more than ever is a fluid term. And it should, I think it should be, if it wants to survive, at least for me. I was like, I can't hold on to the old ideas of what it means to be a filmmaker, what it means to be somebody that makes films. And like, there's a lot of like still like, looking down upon like, people that are starting their, filmmaking. Because filmmaking, just like any other like expensive thing, used to be like a exclusive club. Like now more than ever, obviously I will never be that person that says this footage, this is gonna be this is gonna look the same, feel the same, or be the same as if it was shot on like a camera that's like fucking, I don't know, at least like 10K, 5K, 30K, 60K. Like obviously they're gonna look different. They're gonna, and that's what that's a part, mostly partly what I'm like having that gear, having that cinematic gear. It's like imagine like being a fucking, I don't know, imagine being a tennis player and having really fucking shitty shoes and really fucking shitty like racket, and like no matter how fucking great you are, it's gonna limit your expression of that sport. It's gonna limit your expression of that. It's gonna limit what your capabilities or abilities. It's gonna limit your game. Like it's just not gonna be the same, right? It's the same with filmmaking. So it's just kind of like I'm in between. Like I started loving that, what actual cameras can do, and loving that feel and vibe and magic and image and that type of storytelling. But as I was growing up, I also consumed a lot of like social media, like just like videos. So I also fell in love with like something like Quinn's work, or like so many other creators like that I watch on YouTube. Um, Dude Perfect, or like it's just like really random, like they don't have, but like people, basically essentially people that started making videos with their phone. And now some of them have like cameras and professional cameras, but still it's still not like cinematography, it's still like videography, even though it's like shot on expensive cameras. So that's a whole other topic. But yeah, it's like I find myself being like, well, I want to do that, but I also want to do this. And why the fuck not? Like, it's why. I used to think it would like limit me and I would not be able to like assert myself as a director because it's already really hard to do that. But I just want, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't want to assert myself to nothing and nobody. I just want to like feel good and make the art that I want to make, and I don't give a fuck. And honestly, there are like so many other artists that inspire me, like Doichi and um, mostly Childish Gambino, and like a lot of artists that like it's not just one thing that Johnny Depp. It's not just like that one thing that they do. They're not just an actor or just a musician or just this or just that. I feel like that's also a very like bullshit like way of thinking about art, because art in essence is super fluid and is everything. It's intelligent. It's vast and infinite. It's like the expressions of creativity are like limitless. It's nothing to be boxed in and limited. It's not to be limited. It's not to be boxed in. It's not to be really censored in some cases even, or like shame truly has a very weird place in art, and I think the less shame one can have, the more actual creative expression you can have, and you can really, you know, um, as an artist, say shit, do shit, make shit that, not that some people won't like, it would probably piss some people off. It would probably like disgust some people. It would probably like, you might lose your title, or like, but you might be dismissed by some people. You might even lose their respect. You might even like it could be anywhere from like I don't like it to like launching a campaign and trying to end your career. But again, though, at the end of the day, that can't be the motivating factor. I think like an artist, for me, that was certainly the same thing of I discovered that I'm an artist through other artists, from a very young age, through consuming all these different types of arts and just being gravitating towards it and being, inspired by it. And it's a beautiful thing. And at the end of the day, we're all contributing to an art scene. Like all the fucking great artists, they belong to an art scene, a whole art scene of different artists making things, inspiring each other. Creation is not a solo act, it's actually the opposite of us, bringing everything together and creating this pattern that's like unique to you, or channeling that energy, that creative energy of nature and everything. It's like, so like, it's not a solo act. It's being a great artist is about being a part of a greater scene of different people and just like contributing to that sea of creation. It's if we only had one artist in the world, and even if they were the best of it, like it doesn't mean anything. Like, you can't be the best of nothing. You could be the best of a bunch, but you can't be the best of nothing. So yeah. And social media, a lot of it is like, who's getting them more likes, who's getting them more, but we're all working together. And at the end of the day, I think it's really comes down to like, an artist is responsible for herself, themselves, himself, whatever the fuck. I don't like. You're responsible to really protect your energy, not let this sea of, which can be great, is the point of it, but like not let. So that was my point when I mentioned other people and artists. I'm like, yes, we do belong to a society and a scene bigger than us, and that's amazing. That's fabulous. That's how we get inspired. That's how we find our art. But at some point, when you evolve through your journey as an artist, you're not the same kid anymore. You're not the same teenager anymore. And it's really important to evolve. It's really important to not stay still and become, like a little. It's important to like move like a river, like an ocean. It's important to not be a swamp. It's important to, for me, bring it back to myself. It's important for me to like acknowledge that, okay, like I'm at a point in my evolution as an artist that I no longer care about what other people think about me. Shout out to y'all. Don't care. It's irrelevant. Your comment is irrelevant. Like, and I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I wanna do. And I might DJ, and I might do improv, and I might act, and I would like, don't care about your title. Oh, you don't think I'm a film director? Oh, okay. Clap if you care. Yeah. And you should do the same, I think. That's why I yapped this much to you, because I think you should do the same. Girl, I think you should really pop your pussy. And like, you should really just do your own thing. Whatever that is, you define it. It's on your terms, and you attract the right people, and y'all make magic happen. Thank you for watching this video. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Happy New Year.